Here we've got a picture that is similar to a photo I posted a while ago, and the one, maybe it was like a year ago, or it would have been a year or 2 years ago. So I'm guessing it was last spring. That photo was leaves unfolding, and it kind of looked like it looked like hands opening in worship and prayer, and it was kind of cool. I took it about maybe March or so when everything is getting green, and this is kind of similar to that in terms of the overall composition. And I just like taking photos at this time of year. I shot this in early February, and it's going online on Weekly 50 about a month later, and everything is green at this time. And it seems like everywhere you look, there's signs of growth and life, and it's just such a great time to be alive, to be out and enjoying the wonders of God's creation, as it says at the top of the page here, exploring the wonders of creation through a 50mm lens. And it's just such a good time to be out and doing that. To get this photo, I was walking past a pond on campus, and I saw a clump of green things hanging down from one of the cypress trees. I think it was from a cypress tree. And that's what you see here. I don't know what these are. I don't know if it's seeds or what. It seems like it was early in the year to be seeds. And if you look a little bit up on the branch, you can see a little brown leaf hanging down. So I don't think it was time to start growing new growth on the tree, but yet here this thing was. I called it Defiance because it felt like this little clump of greenery was sort of defying everything around it. You can see in the background all the brown branches of the tree, and clearly there's not a lot of new life here, but then you've got this one clump of green, and I thought that looked really cool. I have my 50mm lens, obviously, and I thought there's no way that this lens can get a good picture because it seemed like it was just too far away. It was several feet above my head, and I thought you're not going to get good depth of field. You're not going to separate the subject from the background. It's just not going to work with a 50mm lens. But I tried it anyway, figured it wouldn't hurt. I used manual focus because there was a slight breeze, and I shot this at f2.8 to get a little bit of depth of field going on, but not too much. That's something that I've really been reminded of recently, taking photos outside, is you really want to reserve that f1.8 for special times. You don't want to use it all the time because you end up, the depth of field, it gets so shallow that it can ruin your photo. There was such bright light that I shot this at a super low ISO. I think I used 200 and a really nice high shutter speed. The only tricky part here was the framing. I wanted the green in the shot, but what else did I want in the shot? And this really brought me back to the fundamentals of framing and composition, those basic elements of photography 101 that they're so important and you never really outgrow them. And here, the idea of not just paying attention to your subject, but what else do you want in the frame? Is there more than just the green things that you, in this case, that you can put in the photo? And I tried to use the background to that effect. I tried to frame it in such a way that you looked first at the green thing and then looked back at that branch as it's curving around, and you noticed all the rest of the branches. And these really basic elements of photography, of framing and composition, you never outgrow them. And if you're stuck trying to think of some pictures to take, you're not sure what to do with your camera, just go out and practice some of these really basic things. It's amazing how often I keep coming back to these basics of photography. And the lesson here is don't forget the basics. It's sort of like playing a sport. You always got to work on those fundamentals. And I also want to leave you with a challenge, because that's not much of a lesson. So I want to leave you with a challenge, which is try focusing manually. If you've never done it before, it's easier than you think. You have all the tools to do it. You've got a camera, a viewfinder, and a focus ring on your lens. So just give it a shot. Try it. If you're not sure if your shot's going to be in focus, that's okay. It's digital. Just take as many pictures as you need. And if you're not sure how exactly to get things in focus, just practice and take a few shots. Start with your subject out of focus and slowly focus as you're taking pictures until it comes into focus, and then keep taking. And you can't really go wrong with this. You're not going to waste anything but a few extra seconds of your time. So just try that and see what you can come up with by trying manual focusing.